Okay, well, thank you for everybody who is joining us for the SAM preparation webinar. My name is Karen Lewis, and I am joined with Kelly and the rest of the Hub team. We are basically entering a time that you are required to meet with us, and we wanted to offer this webinar as a mode of support for you about how to prepare. And let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about outside of our introduction is our SAM requirements. We're going to go over templates, HAS, and declaring your HAS pathway. We'll talk about transfer credits and a little bit more about our transfer credit webinar that's coming up. And we're going to go over some key dates to help you plan the spring semester. So as I mentioned, I'm Karen Lewis. If you have not met with me and you are a civil, environmental, or nuclear or undeclared engineer with the later part of the alphabet, get in touch with me or your collective advisor. These are the people you want to meet for your SAM meeting. You should have received an email from us in regards to the materials required for the SAM meeting and how to book a meeting with us and all of the details, but we're going to go over those as well today. So the big parts about the SAM requirements. Now, if you talk to somebody outside of the School of Engineering, their requirements might be different. These are exclusively to first-year engineering students. We require that you develop a four-year plan. This will allow you to track your progress right through graduation. You can make changes to your plan based off of your career goals and everything else that you might be incorporating, whether they be minors, anything along the way. So we want to teach you how to create and maintain your four-year plan. HAS electives are a big part of that four-year plan, and those require some independent planning. So we want to go over the HAS requirements. And also, before you complete your freshman year and your SAM meeting, you need to declare your HAS pathway. And we'll get into that a little bit more in depth as well. So those are really what the key requirements are for the SAM Student Advisor meeting. Okay. So the first step that we want you to do is download the Excel sheet that is available on the SOE Hub website. Again, all this material was emailed to you, but you are going to download the Excel sheet, which is where you begin creating your four-year plan. On the bottom of the Excel sheet, every single major and some of the duals that are highlighted within the School of Engineering have a tab. So you get to choose your tab major, and then you input your data based off of the courses that you have completed, credits that you've brought to RPI. It's pretty intuitive. You fill in the information as much as you can, and then you can make adjustments to future courses as well within that plan. So we create this for you. This is something that you're going to keep with you throughout the entire time that you're here. Now, the Excel sheet is pretty much the interpreted version of the template, like the PDF versions of of the templates into an Excel sheet so you can move those around. So both of those are key tools when you're doing your planning, because you could see you could use the template as a checklist just to make sure that you have all the courses highlighted for your specific major. And we help you through this. I don't want you to feel like this is an independent project you have to do exclusively. It's more about getting all the information that is personal pertaining to you on that Excel sheet prior to your SAM meeting, because we need that information to be updated. So we don't have a ton of time to meet. We want to make sure all of the other stuff is taken care of so we could talk about the rest of your plan and go over it together. So you have some legwork you have to do prior to meeting with us. And the Excel sheet is what you're going to upload later on, which we will discuss. So get to work on your Excel sheet, do the best you can. Obviously, there might be mistakes. There are certain things that you are unsure of. If you don't know what a free elective would be or a technical elective or something specific that you haven't chosen yet, just leave that part blank and we'll talk about it during the SAM meeting. So all of these things, we just really want you to prepare as much as possible. It doesn't need to be perfect. Now, the HOSCore worksheet is another tool that we provide for you. If you read the worksheet all throughout, you're going to understand what the HOS requirements are. It lists what prefixes are considered HOS, what the HOS inquiry requirement is, the communication intensive requirement, and most importantly, the pathway, which you're going to be declaring this semester. Now, you do have the option to change your pathway, but we want to make sure that you have something declared by the end of the SAM season. And we also want to make sure you know how to change it and how to find the requirements for those HOS pathways. So look through the HOS core worksheet, and this is also going to be something that is uploaded for you prior to meeting with your advisor.
And then that's me. All right, so now we're going to talk about how to upload these documents. So all the documents that Karen noted are all on our website. The only thing that you have to do independently and separately is the screenshot of your pathway declared. So um, each advisor sent out an email to all of our advisees with some type of Microsoft form where you fill out all of your information with your SAM requirements. So first, you'll probably have a HOS worksheet that Karen just reviewed. We'll have that filled out. If there's some things that are a little confusing, or if you're in between two pathways, do one for now and as an example, and we can talk through some other options during our meeting as well. Like I said, you want to do a screenshot in that SIS screen where it shows proof of your pathway selection. There's other areas too, so if you aren't able to screenshot it, then you're able to go into DegreeWorks maybe the next day after you've selected your pathway and screenshot it in there as well. So there's a few different ways to show proof of your pathway selection. Any questions, of course, you can contact your advisor. And lastly, it's uploading your academic plan of study or your 4-year plan, that Excel template that we discussed. So on the left-hand side here is what it would look like before you upload something, and on the right-hand side is what it would look like after you've uploaded the documents. And then at the you'll complete the form, press submit. Please indicate any notes or any special things at the bottom of that form. So if you want to do a specific minor, or if you have questions about grad programs or other types of minors, those are good notes for us to have prior to our meeting. And of course, you can put that in your SAM booking as well. So this is going over how to declare the pathway. So in SIS, you're going to click Student Menu, and then under Curriculum Information, you'll select a pathway concentration. So concentration, pathway, those are words that we'll use mostly. You'll hear pathway. You can declare another pathway later, but you can only declare a pathway once a semester. So say we declare something now, but in the fall or a future term, you do change your mind to something else, whether it's due to HOS availability or you kind of want to pivot into a different pathway that you like more, you can do that in a different term. So we can go over all those options too during your meeting, but to find all those different pathways, that's in the catalog, and then you'll click programs and then select the pathways that you're interested in. There's a few other resources too that students have used. There's hospathways.com. It's not fully RPI sponsored, but you are welcome to use it too to find pathways based on the courses that you've taken previously. And you can ask your advisor too what that looks like. So yeah, that's how you declare the pathway. And then eventually it'll say declared, and you'll just take a screenshot of that. And like I said, that's what you'll upload to the form. We're going to briefly talk about the transfer credit approval process. So as you're building your Excel academic plan of study, you might want to take a course over the summer. or a future term. So it's very popular for students to take something over the summer or at least think about it. The best part about this is that it's not binding. So unless you really need it for a prereq in terms of graduation status, it's a little bit different. But if you just want to get ahead in some of your coursework, like Physics 2, or maybe a math class, things like that, this is the process that you would follow. So you want to find a course you wish to take outside of RPI. Let's say, for example, it's Physics 2. You can refer to the transfer course guide. There's, certain things that aren't always on there. So we'll go through that process too during the webinar next week. So just keep note on that. And then you fill out the form, find the appropriate approver based on school, and then have them sign it. Once they sign it, you'll send it to us, and then we'll help finish up that process. So this is like the quick version of this, but just know that if you do decide to take a class outside of RPI, it must be approved. Without approval, there's no guarantee it will transfer back in. So that's a big warning there. This is for future planning in terms of planning for your fall courses. So let's say you have Physics 2 as a prereq for a class you want to take in the fall. This is kind of the process on how you do that. So if you are taking a course over the summer and it is a prereq for a fall course, you will need an override granted by the professor. So obviously you're going to be registering for fall classes before you would take this course and earn credit and have shown back on your transcript at RPI. So you're going to need an override. Some professors may not let you. They're going to want to see proof of passing the class first. So then you'll have to register for the class over the summer. So talk with us, see what some of your options are. Maybe we take a different class or have something else as a placeholder for now, and then we change your schedule later. So there's a few options for sure, but in general, when it comes to registering for fall, you'll most likely need an override if you're taking a course you need as a prereq over the summer. Cool. Okay. All right, so just kind of doing some important dates here. So obviously classes began, great. We're week 3 or 4. The ad drop deadline was January 20th, so that is passed. And then consultation month begins. So already next week is February, so start booking your appointments with your advisor. A big preface is we need your SAM requirements submitted in that form prior to your meeting. So you can book the meeting now, great. But if we don't see your requirements submitted, then we are going to cancel the meeting or just nudge you and ask, hey, where are you at in the process with your 4-year plan? Some advisors may not want specific requirements, so just double check and reread that email pretty thoroughly so that you are meeting your advisor's requirements. In general, we're looking for that 4-year plan and a pathway selection. So read those pretty thoroughly. Any questions, of course, you can reach out to your advisor, but we want to make sure you understand your graduation requirements so you can graduate. That's our biggest goal, is helping you succeed and going over what that plan looks like to make sure you're getting the most out of RPI. Time tickets to be determined when they're assigned. March 17th is spring registration, so think around spring break is when you'll start seeing things pop up in SIS, and especially for when you start planning for when you are going to register. And then so it's March 17th to April 4th is that registration period. It will open up again as you've gone through before in previous semesters, but those are some key dates to know. This is just a wrap up of our website. I can also go through our website briefly just to show you where some of those key things are that we talked about today. And, what do I need for my SAM meeting? It's all right there on our website. Of course, this will be put on our YouTube channel as a recording, and so you'll have access to this. But our website has a lot of resources on there. So if you want to check there first before reaching out to us, we highly recommend it. It's probably there. If there's something that is missing or a link isn't working, let us know, of course. But this kind of goes through the brief information on that as well. And then I'll just do a quick run through of our website. As a class of 28, you'll click that, and then you'll scroll down. Here are our webinars. Again, a plug for our transfer credit approval webinar for next week, and then our drop-in advising times. So once you get to the middle here, you can book an appointment with your advisor. You can find those major templates and the Excel template here, and the transfer credit approval process after starting at RPI. So some really important stuff here. SAM requirements here, understanding your HOS requirements, what is a SAM hold. So a lot of the basic stuff are already listed here. So tell your friends if they're like, what do you mean, what's a SAM hold? Direct them, if they're in the School of Engineering, to our website. Cool. I'll throw it back to Karen. Is there anything I missed, anything you want to reinforce?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the reason for the SAM. As a first year hub, you guys are only going to be meeting with us this year, and then next year you will have a faculty advisor within the department of your major. So we really want you to hold on to these plans because your faculty advisor is going to ask you for them. So we could try to finalize everything for you, make sure you understand what you're doing, and then when you meet with your faculty going forward, you can have more meaningful conversations about careers, internships, research, all the things that the faculty are really honed in on because you already understand your curricular requirements. So this document is a live document that you will modify as years go on. Obviously, if you have one specific class in sophomore or spring and it fills up, you're going to have to change it to something else. So we're just trying to teach you the best way to modify plans, keep it with you, and this is going to carry you right through graduation and ensure that you graduate, as Kelly mentioned. So that's pretty much what I have too. Thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions, please feel free to add them to the chat and we can address those as well.
Not seeing anything pop through. Of course, all of our students can reach out to us on WebEx or email as well. With that, we can wrap up. Is there anything else you want to share, Karen?
I'm good. Just thank you.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us today. Have a great one, and we'll talk soon.
Bye.